Here are 5 metabolism mistakes that are slowing down your weight loss. If you're new here, hey, I'm Healthy Emmie. I'm a nutritionist, a weight loss specialist, and the creator of Slim, the all-inclusive platform that gives you a custom meal plan, workout plan, daily meditations, journal topics, access to me to answer all of your questions, community support, the entire Slim course. It is literally everything that you can need in order to reach your goals on a plant-based diet. Click the link in the description to join Slim today. Mistake number 1, represented by this dumbbell right here, is that you are neglecting strength training. This is why in the Slim program, I give you a workout plan, because strength training is so important to building lean muscle mass. And the more lean muscle mass you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate is. What is your resting metabolic rate? That's how many calories you burn at rest. So every single human burns a certain amount of calories just being alive, even being in a coma. That's what your basal metabolic rate is how many calories do you require to just stay alive, to keep you in a comatose state. For most people watching this video, it's probably around 1300-ish. Well, if you have more muscle mass, you're gonna burn more calories at rest. But if you're not doing strength training, or if you're only doing cardio, if you're not doing any form of resistance training, your muscle mass is going to decline over time. It's not going to stay the same. Your muscle mass is going to get lower over time. The amount of calories that you burn over time will get lower as well. So in order to maintain your muscle mass or even gain lean muscle mass, you must ensure that you are engaging in strength training. So like I said, you can join the Slim program and you can get a customized meal plan and a customized workout plan that's going to give you a strength training routine to follow. Or, this is 15 pounds by the way, it's no big deal, but another thing that's great for women is walking with a weighted vest. This is unrelated to your metabolism. This is more so related to bone density. In order to keep our bones strong, we have to have reason to keep them strong. If we're just losing weight, then our bones are going to get weaker too. So this is not only why strength training is so important, but if you're going on walks, hitting the pavement is so good for the bones to keep them strong, but also having weight on the body as well is going to help keep the bones strong as well. So you can get a weighted vest. If you're just starting, it is suggested to wear a weighted vest that's about 5% of your body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you'd want to wear 5 pounds. If you weigh 150 pounds, then you would want to wear 7.5 pounds. I think that math is correct. That was mental math. But yeah, whatever your weight is, multiply it by 0.05. Take out your calculator, type in your weight, times 0.05. That's how many pounds your weighted vest should be. That's where you start, and then once you feel comfortable with that, you work your way up. That is the low-level beginner place to start. You can even get up to wearing 20 to 25 pounds. Mistake number 2 is represented by this Sam Adams Summer Ale. And it's actually not alcohol, but that is definitely a mistake. Alcohol and fat loss are not friends. I have a whole video about that, but I'm not talking about that right now. This is supposed to represent stress, because I think when a lot of people get stressed, they want to crack open a beer. But speaking to stress, chronic stress is going to raise your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a fat storage hormone, especially encouraging fat storage around the midsection. It also gives you a very puffy look if you have elevated cortisol levels. Not to mention, stress can lead to overeating, because a lot of people use food to numb out and to go somewhere else for a moment. This is why in the Slim program, I have a daily meditation and I have a daily journal topic to help bring you back to center, bring you back to earth. Remember, addiction is when you are trying to fill something inward through the use of something outside of you. That's when people turn to things like alcohol or substances or food. You have to address what's going on in here, because the further you push it down, the more it's going to fester. What you run from only stays with you longer, and it's going to cause more stress, more overeating, more reliance on substances. Instead, allow yourself to feel your feelings, allow them to pass through you. Emotions are energy in motion. They're temporary. They're not going to stay forever. Allow yourself to feel them temporarily, let them pass through, and move on. If you try to stuff it down through the use of of food, through the use of substances. You're gonna keep it trapped within you. You're gonna stay chronically stressed. It's gonna raise your cortisol, and cortisol is a fat storage hormone. You're gonna store more fat around the midsection. You're gonna have a more puffy appearance. Get into Slim and do those daily meditations. Do you know what else affects your metabolism? Vitamin B12 and vitamin D, specifically vitamin B12. Inadequate levels is going to lead to slower metabolism, lower energy, fatigue, low mood, brain fog, anemia. It's a mess. Make sure you supplement. This is the cleanest one you're gonna find. No GMOs, no oil, no gross stuff. Linked in the down bar. This is the one that I created. And also vitamin D3. Not to mention, low vitamin D levels are linked to inflammation. So we don't want to be inflamed. 43% of the population is deficient. You're probably deficient. I was deficient before I started supplementing. Of course, always under the care of a healthcare provider, but these are available in the description bar. You can get them down below. You can bundle them and save money and get them sent to your door every single month on auto ship. These are the ones that I created and the only ones I trust. Next, represented by my sleep mask, is not getting enough sleep. When you sleep, sleeping, the amount of repair that goes on while you sleep, why do you think we do it for a third of our lives? It has to be important. Specifically speaking to weight loss, when you sleep, you regulate your leptin and ghrelin levels. Leptin is the hormone that makes you feel full, and ghrelin is the hormone that makes you feel hungry. When you get adequate sleep, your leptin levels will increase and your ghrelin levels will decrease. When you don't get enough sleep, the exact opposite happens. Your leptin hormone, which makes you feel hungry, increases, and when you don't get enough sleep, your leptin hormone, which makes you feel full, decreases, and your ghrelin hormone, which makes you feel hungry, increases. Recipe for disaster. I have a whole section on sleep in the Slim program to help you sleep better, and this is actually a good time for me to mention, I have the best mattress in the world. This mattress has changed my life. It readjusts while you're sleeping. It's a smart bed. So while you're sleeping, first off, it knows you better than you know you. It knows exactly what level of firmness your bed should be. While you're sleeping, it will readjust hundreds of times throughout the night to relieve certain pressure points. It gives you a sleep score. You can do something called bright waves where the bed moves and you play music and it syncs with the music to help you fall asleep. This thing is unbelievable. I'll link it down below because I do also have a discount code. This mattress literally changed the life of me and my fiance. I've never got such deep, restful sleep ever before, so that's linked down below. Next up, represented by this glass of water, is not drinking enough water. We hear drink more water. We know we need to do it, but when I tell you this, you're actually going to do it. First, you need to make sure you're drinking enough through 2 tests. The first test is look at your urine. Your urine should be a light yellow. If it's dark yellow, you haven't had enough. And if it is clear, you're actually drinking too much. So that's the best way to decide how much to drink. But if you have no idea how much to drink, the second test that you can rely on is taking your body weight. If you weigh yourself in pounds, divide the number of pounds that you are by 2. And that's how many ounces you should drink. So if you weigh 150 pounds, divide that by 2, that's 75. That means you should drink 75 ounces per day. Okay, if you weigh yourself in kilograms, however many kilograms you are is how much water you should drink. So if you weigh 65 kilograms, you should drink 65 ounces of water a day. But dehydration actually is shown to slow your metabolism and affect fat oxidation. So not drinking enough water affects how your body burns fat. And a randomized controlled trial in the journal called Obesity found that water consumption increases weight loss. I like to get in my water through herbal tea. I'm a big chamomile tea girl. I love my Peak teas. I love my Peak La Ginger. I love my Peak Spearmint. That's a great way to get in more water because it actually tastes good. And that counts. Tea counts. It counts as water. So get in that water. I know it's hard. Sometimes I have to tell myself, I'm doing this medicinally. I just got to suck down this water and make it happen. And that's what I do in order to get the water down. But you do have to drink it. And then last on my list, represented by these kind dark chocolate cherry cashew bars, is eating processed foods that are marketed very impressively to be healthy on-the-go options. For some people, these are totally appropriate, but when we look at the ingredients here, one of the first ingredients is sugar, glucose syrup, palm kernel oil, chocolate. One of these teeny bars, this is teeny. I could eat this in 4 bites. It's 170 calories. So I think we choose these. I've seen people who choose these because they say, oh, it's healthy. It's gluten-free, 4 grams of protein. It's just marketed to look healthy, but this is so calorically dense. So let's do the math on this. 40 grams is 170 calories. So let me do the math here. So these are about 2,000 calories per pound. This is in comparison to an apple. An apple is 236 calories per pound. So if you eat a pound of apples, you've eaten 236 calories. If you eat a pound of these bars, you have eaten 2,000 calories. So these on-the-go options, this is kind of just like another principle that I talk about too, is if you're eating on the go, that's your first problem. Eating should not be done in this hasty, get it down as quickly as possible way. I also have people say like, to get in my veggies, can I suck it down in like a peanut butter date smoothie and throw some spinach in there? And it's like, if you are unwilling to sit down and eat vegetables, that's part of the problem. You're probably not eating when you're actually hungry. You're probably not paying attention to your hunger fullness cues because you're so overstimulated by everything else that's going on. You're sucking down this food so quickly. If you are waiting until you're genuinely hungry, you will eat vegetables. And listen, I get it when people say like, I'm busy, I have so much going on, I work multiple jobs. I fully hear you. What I also want to say to you though, is that nothing changes if nothing changes, and something has to give, and there has to be some adjustments made in your lifestyle and making more time for these things. So if you get home and you watch an hour of Netflix, maybe watch 45 minutes of Netflix and spend that other 15 minutes prepping your food for the next day, or spend that 15 minutes deep breathing, meditating, journaling. Make time to prioritize these things, because if you don't make time, time is going to have to be made against your will. There's some great quote about how you'll be forced to. I don't know. It's something much more eloquent. I found it. Okay. If you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. Okay? And that's why we're putting this beer away. If you liked this video, you're gonna love the next one that pops up on the screen. I can't wait to see you inside Slim. Click the link in the down bar to join, and you'll get your custom meal plan, workout plan. Ask me all the questions you have. I'll see you in my next video.